Hiya too. I hope you're okay. Today, in our phonics lesson, I hope you can see me. I can see the light a little bit behind me. We are going to be looking at our suffix again, but we're going to be looking at a comparative adjective. Okay, so I asked you yesterday, didn't I, to have a think about again what an adjective is, and we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at how to use a comparative adjective. Adjective, okay? But before we do that, I would like us to just have a bit of a recap about what these things are, okay? So a noun, we've spoken about that a few times before, but a noun is a person, a place, or a thing, isn't it? So Mrs. Cochrane, that is a noun because I'm the person, and if I was talking about Hawa, that is a noun because it's a person. If I said Hamad, that's a person. Awais, that's a person. Zainab, that's a person. All of the children in our class are a noun. Okay. A place, so school is a noun because that's a place. And a table is a noun because that's a thing. Okay. An adjective is what we use to describe something. Okay, so I put a sentence here. The pen is blue. So the pen is the noun because that is the thing, the object, isn't it? And blue is describing what the pen is like. So the blue is an adjective because it's describing this noun here. So the adjective is describing this noun. We're going to do more work on that throughout, and I'm going to do it as like a grammar lesson. So it'll be part of your English lesson. We're going to be doing a lot more work on this going forwards, okay? And writing sentences for this. So a comparative adjective compares two nouns. Okay, and the first way we're going to look at that is by using the at the end of a word. Now I'm going to show you some words now, and it will hopefully start to make more sense of what a comparative adjective is. Okay, so we're going to have a look at this. Let me move this down. So you can make an adjective into a comparative form by adding the suffix Okay, so if I had the word big, okay, that is an adjective, isn't it? Big, because it's describing something. And if we're saying bigger, that is comparing, isn't it? So you might have Tom is bigger than Awais. You are comparing Tom and Awais. Tom and Awais are both a noun, aren't they? You are comparing the two nouns. So a comparative adjective is comparing two nouns and what the two nouns are, okay? So like you could have Mrs. Cochrane is smaller than Mrs. Simpson. I could have that as my sentence, couldn't I? Oh, smart and smarter. I wouldn't want to say that. Wouldn't want to say that, but I'm going to say it as this one. Mrs. Cochrane is smarter than Mr. Cochrane. So Mrs. Cochrane and Mr. Cochrane are both the nouns, and the word smarter in the middle is a comparative adjective. So it's an adjective that is comparing the two nouns, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look at some other examples of what we could use. You could come up with your you could pause this video now and come up with your own comparative adjective. One of these. You might have a brother at home or a sister at home. You might say, what might you say? Let's have a think of one that somebody might say in our classroom. So Zara in our classroom might say, Sarah is smaller than Zara. She might say that, might she? Or we might have, Amina is smaller than Manal. Amina and Manal are the nouns, and the word smaller is our comparative adjective. It is comparing the two. You pause this video now and come up with your own. Just pick one of those for now to write in a sentence, remembering to use your full stops. No, not full stops at the start. Your capital letters, your finger spaces between words, and a full stop at the end of your sentence. And then to read it to make sure it makes sense, okay? Have a go at that, pause this video, and then I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay. I hope you've all done brilliant with that, and I can't wait to see those sentences that you have done. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Okay. Can you use the following adjectives to compare? Now, so now we had one go there on that other slide. I want us to have another go with these ones, okay? We've got the word tall, short, old, young, quick, long, bright, dark, hot, cold. There is an example here. Chloe is taller than Matthew. Okay? Chloe is the noun, Matthew is the noun, and the word here in the middle, taller, is our comparative adjective. It's an adjective that is comparing these two things, okay? I am older than my sister. I is all because you're referring to yourself as an I, so you're talking about yourself. So that is a noun because you're talking about yourself. And the word sister is also a noun because that is a thing, isn't it? A sister is a thing, okay? So we'll do loads of work on this though going forwards, but I just want us to write some sentences using these words. How many can you do? Can you do them all? I want everybody in our classroom to do at least 2. If you find it too tricky to write your sentence, you can say your sentence to your grown-up at home. You can say your sentence. They could help you write it, and then you could follow that writing, can't you? Okay? Everybody can have a go at this, okay? Because you're all amazing, you're all superstars. If it's too difficult for you, you just need to say the sentences. You can just have a conversation about it. You can write them in a sentence to extend your learning, and then to extend it even further, you could do some more sentences and you could try and think of your own. See if there's one on there that Mrs. Cockram hasn't even put on there. Okay, so that is your challenge for today. But before you go do this, I want us to also go through some of our tricky words, if that's okay. Okay, so you can pause this and get on with that if you want now, and then come back to me and we'll just go through a few of our tricky words, okay? So pause this video now, do your task, and then unpause it and watch the tricky words, because we need to keep making sure we're reading and writing our tricky words, okay? Amazing work today, everybody. Okay, we're now going to look at some of our tricky words, our phase 5 tricky words, okay? So we're going to do it like I say, and then you repeat it, okay? And then I'd like you to also write down these tricky words, because we need to be able to read and write these tricky words. So remember that it's just from looking at them. We don't segment and blend them. We can just look at them and say them, okay? I say oh, you say. I say Mrs., you say. I say people, you say. I say Mr., you say. I say called, you say. I say looked, you say. I say could, you say. I say asked, you say. I say there, you say. Okay, well done, everybody. So you can have a go now at writing those words down as well, okay? And practice reading them and writing them, okay? Have a lovely day, everybody. And it's just brilliant to see how well you're getting on at home, and I'm missing you all. And I cannot wait to do our. Oh, we think we might have had our Zoom actually already today, because this is a Thursday phonics, so we might have already had our Zoom. So if we've already had our Zoom today, then it was brilliant to see you. If we haven't, then it'll be lovely to see you later if you watch this video before our Zoom. Okay. See you later, year two. You're all doing amazing. Keep up the amazing work. Goodbye.